ever lost a loved one, then you know it can be hard to put the pieces back together. Of course, grief can take on many forms, the loss of a job, a home perhaps. Well, this morning Rita Hernandez is here. She hosts a radio program called Inspiration for Life, and she's here with the author of a fantastic book. Joy Ware Miller is her name, and she's written the book, There's a Party in the Pit, and you are invited. Thank you, ladies, for being here. Glad to have you. Rita, what you do on the radio show is you say, how can I find people that are going to inspire and uplift? And that is what you have found in this lady, yes? How did you hear about her first?
Well, through the Christian Women's Small Business Association, through Ana Quesada, and she was also one of my local heroes as well. Just amazing women who come through that organization. And when she was telling me about her book, we have one of our segments on our radio program called Ways to Cope. So this fits perfectly for ways to cope in life and struggles and grief. So I was like, we need to definitely bring her on so she could talk about her book. Very inspiring.
It is, and so good to have you here, Joy. There is not a person on the planet who lives and walks through the experience of being human who does not have grief at some point in their life. What is this book aimed to do?
Well, it's a tool. It's a tool to help people pull through, especially when you go through grief or loss, and it's something that can't be replaced. A lot of times we're trying to get out of the pit, and, you know, after we get a new job or things are replaced, then we're out of the pit and we're happy. But what happens when it doesn't change? You have a loss of a job, loss of a loved one, loss of a limb for our military. What do you do? How do you cope and live with that and still get up every morning, brush your teeth, get out of the house, and have a desire and have hope?
I've got to ask you, what inspired you to write the book?
Well, 7 years ago, our son Christopher is 13, and he died on the basketball court playing basketball.
Sorry to hear that.
So it was sudden death. We weren't prepared for that at all. And when that happened, I grew up as a Christian, and my dad was a pastor, so I'm believing that, you know, things will happen good. So, you know, how do you believe God when something...
Where does this come from?
And so that was the journey, and that's what I share, of being able to come through that, still have hope, still have faith, and that's what I want to help and share with others. Because sometimes we get stuck.
You do get stuck, and you do want other people to come to your pity party.
Absolutely.
Because pity is kind of a human emotion. We don't know how to pull ourselves out. I love what you say here in the book. You talk about God as a genie in a bottle. What does that mean?
Because when we pray, we think everything's going to turn out right, turn out good. But Christopher didn't get up off the gym floor. And that was the answer. So now, God, if you're a good God, how am I going to live with this? And I found out that God's good because he's there with me. And not because everything happens your way, but because he's with you in the difficulties.
That's so good. I could pass the collection plate right now if I had one. We could just sing a hymn and be out. 3 powerful words that freed you from depression, despondency, and disappointment. What were they?
Purpose, perspective, and promise. Those 3 words pulled me out, and I knew that I was compelled to help other people, because purpose, it helped me remember that it's not about me. It's about God. It's about more than just me. So I could quit feeling sorry for myself. Then perspective was, I'm looking at this thing a wrong way. I can look at this thing differently, and instead of looking at it as loss, there's gain, and God is helping me through it. And then the promise is the hope. Promise is hope.
Promise is hope. Did you find also, Joy, that by moving through the experience of loss and then grief, that you were able to come back around to joy?
Absolutely.
Day by day.
And I thought it was kind of funny because my name is Joy.
It is Joy.
I use that word a lot.
And I thought, how odd that I'm not having joy. I'm kind of depressed right now. And how am I ever going to get back to having some joy? And it was a journey. It's not something that happens overnight, but it's a journey, but you can make it.
I think your book is just a phenomenal piece of work, and it is for anybody who's going through any kind of failure or loss or death of a loved one, especially a child. It's called There's a Party in the Pit, and you're invited. The author is Joy herself. Joy Ware Miller. Thank you so much, Rita. That was a good find, wasn't it? Joy, congratulations on the book, and thank you for sharing it with our Great Day Sunday folks. All right, everybody. Well, coming up, ladies.